In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Alex and Ayla are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome, welcome. Where do you guys live?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Very cool. Welcome to Nashville. And here to do a debt-free scream.
Yes, sir.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$71,000 in 3 years.
In 3 years. Making what range of income during that time?
90 up to just shy of a 105.
Excellent. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
And I'm in IT sales.
Very good. Very good. And what kind of debt was the $71,000?
Car loan, student loan, credit card debt.
What was the big one?
Student loan.
Student. How much of the 71 was student loans?
20.
Actually, the car was 30 and the student loans was 20.
Oh,
So-
big car. What kind of car?
It was
what kind of car?
2010 Toyota Highlander.
Oh, nice car.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did it survive or did it get sold?
It sadly got sold.
Her head went down. For those of you looking into your radio, her head dropped. Mama's car got sold.
Yeah.
There we go. So $30,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. That helped.
It was a nice car.
It was a nice car.
Hey, you know.
And the good news is that doesn't mean you never have a nice car.
Exactly.
It means that you actually have one that you have rather than it having you.
Right.
Later.
Right.
When you get the money to pay for it. Very cool. Very cool. And so student loans, how much credit card debt?
Credit card was
About 5,000. It wasn't much.
Yeah, okay.
And we had a loan to my parents for about 10,000.
You guys were normal.
We were normal.
You had a little bit of everything, just kind of bebopping along, acting like you're being grown-ups.
Absolutely.
And how long you been married?
5 years.
Okay, so 2 years into the marriage, something happened. What happened?
I had noticed that, we were just spending more money, and it just felt like we weren't keeping up with what we were spending. And actually, we had some gifts that came in from our wedding reception, and she went to return a pan from that was a duplicate.
2 years later?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we had a reception later. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, she went to take it back, and then when I got home from work that day, she was unloading the car that she had bought the whole set. And I was like, wait a minute, not only did we not get the money from the pan, we just spent another $200-300. And at that point I was going, we had got to figure this out.
Okay. All right, so that you had the pan fight.
We had the pan fight.
We did.
And after the pan fight, what happened?
So then we buckled down. I started looking for answers. I started looking for, where are we going to find this? And our church was offering FPU. And at that point, we said, we can't even afford it. It's just not even an option. And so I started listening to the show. I'm a huge podcast fan, and I listen to podcasts all the time. I travel quite a bit for work.
Yeah.
And I'm always listening to podcasts, be it a sports podcast or your podcast. And so that was the big thing.
And he came home and said, we need to sell your car.
Exactly.
Oh! Not only have a pan fight, now we have a Highlander fight.
Exactly.
A Highlander fight. I've seen that movie. Okay. Oh!
Exactly. So, and then...
So far, Ayla's not having fun.
Yeah, and...
Not at all.
And so it was a little hard at first to get her on board because I was that husband who came and said, we've got to sell your car.
Dave Ramsey said we got to sell your car.
Exactly.
Who the flip is Dave Ramsey? Yeah.
So one of the ways that I did is dishes are a big issue in a lot of households, and I said I'll do the dishes as long as I get to listen to the podcast that I want to listen to, and so they were forced to listen to Dave Ramsey while we were listening to the podcast, or while I was doing dishes.
Oh, I see.
And then after about a couple months, I could hear her in the other room going, when I'd shut it off, go, what do you think he said to those guys? How do you think that finished? And at that point, she was starting to pick up and get on board.
Oh,
Rachel Cruz is really what got me on board.
Oh, okay. We'll give Rachel some credit.
So,
what did she do that got you on board?
Well, it was more of a...
She's not as sassy?
No, it was just I could relate to her.
Ah.
I was watching her video blogs and following her on Facebook, and it was basically the same thing you say, but coming
nicer.
from a woman.
Yeah.
So I kind of took her advice, and
She's not as rough as I am. She's not as smart aleck as I am.
Yeah.
So, all right, very cool. Very cool. So that you guys did it all off the podcast.
It was the podcast. We took actually...
FPU.
Oh, you ended up taking the class after all.
We ended up
We
taking
did.
it. Yeah, we just finished the 9-week yesterday.
So at what point did Ayla say, I need to sell my car. Ayla, when did that happen?
Right after we had Ari, our 3-year-old. And it was raining, and I was frustrated with my kids, and I was like, I just need sliding doors. I don't even care. I just want sliding doors. So I got on Craigslist and started looking for.
Sliding doors for the car.
Yeah, sliding doors for the car.
Now she's buying doors. I couldn't figure out what we were doing.
So
Okay.
I was like, it'd make my life easier if I just had sliding doors. I can push the button, my son can get in, I can put my daughter in, slide the door shut, be on my way.
A professional kid hauler.
You know, yeah. So
Highlander's like up. You got it because it's SUV. You got to get them up.
SUV,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So I decided that that's probably practical for our family, and so sold the Highlander. And
how long had you been listening to the podcast during dishwashing at that point?
It was a couple years. And
it took a little while.
At that point, Ari was born, and Ari has cerebral palsy, and so the price from that was going up, and so we were realizing, and then we also needed the doors for that in a van, and so along with the $71,000, we also cash flowed $15,000 in medical throughout that time, and we had 50 nights in the hospital. Wow! So you want to throw a grenade into your budget is 15
and you did
nights
all
in the
this
hospital.
anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Wow. Well, you guys are impressive, and you're authentic too. You're being real, because most people fight when they start this stuff, and some of them fight halfway through it. But there usually comes a tipping point somewhere in the middle where there's like, okay, this is right. I got to be a grown up and I got to do this stuff. And that's why I was asking about the car thing. That's a big decision, especially after he came in. And now you got, not only do you have to sell the car, but you have to admit his idea was right.
Right.
Which is even harder.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that old Dave Ramsey guy. So, yeah. Well, I'll tell Rachel that she has a fan. That's very nice. Thank you for that. Very, very cool. You guys are incredible. I'm so proud of you. You got to feel great about yourself.
Feels awesome.
It's like real adult stuff you've done here. I mean, it's very, very serious. Yeah. Very fun. You paid off the family. What did the family do when you paid them off?
They were really good throughout the whole program. They never asked for anything. They never asked. They knew it was coming. They knew they were going to get paid, but they were good.
They were in the debt snowball.
Yeah, yep. They knew it was there.
Why do I think it's your parents, Alex?
It is my parents.
Because he jumped right and answered that. Okay.
I sure did.
Very good. Okay, good. All right, Alex and Ayla, St. Louis, Missouri. Austin and Ari as well. $71,000 paid off in 36 months, making a range of 90 to 105, not to mention 50 days in the hospital, and the sale of a Highlander. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
I actually just want to throw one more thing in. We were going out to dinner to celebrate our debt-free celebrate that we were debt-free. And while we were driving to dinner, my mom called. My grandma had passed away earlier in the month, and she called to let us know that part of our inheritance was coming in. So she wasn't able to help us with the debt free. We were able to finish that off, but she got us halfway to our baby step 3.
Wow.
So that's for us, we saw that as a God thing, is these ones are finally doing something right and figured it out.
Amen. Very cool.
You guys ready to scream?
All right, Austin, count it down.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt free!
I love it. Way to go, you guys. That was fun. Good job, Austin. You got the countdown better than most of the adults. Well done. Some of them count up. All right, good job, man. Man, that's awesome. A great family story. Hey, this stuff of handling money, it's real. It makes you deal with all your stuff. It makes you deal with your set of assumptions of how you run your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not about Dave Ramsey. Could be about Rachel Cruz, but it's not about Dave Ramsey. So, man, that couple's free. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. And so you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.